It is now Lima Time, a program designed to promote the transformation of the agricultural sector for improved income, food and nutrition security. Brought to you by the National Agricultural Information Services, NAIS. Stay abreast with the latest appropriate technologies and policies to increase your production and productivity in crop, nutrition, livestock and fisheries. Lima, moving the agriculture sector forward.
Over the past number of years, progress has been made in improving the welfare of micro, small and medium enterprises in Zambia. Societies have changed drastically because of improvements in technology, innovations in production and marketing systems. Despite these changes, much remains to be done to effectively deal with the challenges of marketing that most small and medium-scale enterprises face in the sector.
At the moment, eko tukwato kushitisha ififintu tukwato kulima tulaishitisha fikula kwina kubantu balabe na tupalamine abekene mpepi na ifunga ku cooperative eko tukwato kushitisha ngatwasombola kabiri tatulaya sana kubati tulelime fingi so tulaya kuba neso abaneso twaita limbira twaita meeting ngatwaita meeting ero twatantika na ifintu fyonse ifo tukwato okulima ko bati kila muntu tuchite support cooperative tuamba okulayistisha.
A number of farmers on the copper belt, and in the past most of them have been complaining with market access. As a department, we have made a headway in trying to link the farmers to the markets domestically and internationally.
The role that micro, small and medium enterprises play in an economy cannot be overstated because they provide sustainable economic growth through job creation, development of entrepreneurial skills, and the potential to contribute significantly to export earnings. Small and medium enterprises have indeed had difficulties in accessing appropriate financing mechanisms to support their entities. And because of the need to effectively develop this sector, government in September 2021 created the Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise Development to promote the development and growth of cooperatives, small and medium enterprises across the country.
The ministry has been implementing several activities which include promoting access to finance. We've been promoting the development of the draft MSME revised policy, the 2009 policy implementation plan came to an end in 2019, and because there has been a change in the vision and administration, there's been need to revise that law. We have also been in the process of amending the CEE Act, the Citizens Economic Empowerment Act, which is the main law that guides our agency, the Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission. The CEC Act also defines the different statuses of a company, whether it's a citizen-owned, citizen-influenced entity. And these have a bearing on what is known as preferential procurement. Preferential procurement is a deliberate move by the government to ensure that citizens participate in various procurement processes that the government is offering.
The ministry is fostering agricultural development and production through partnerships. For example, the Japanese International Cooperation Agency, JICA, is promoting irrigation development. The ministry is getting support from FAO and European Union in promoting climate-smart agriculture. At the same time, the ministry has as well partnered with USAID through Feed-Zambia, a program promoting nutrition. And maybe talking about trade, I'd like to tell you, Dominic, that the ministry is creating market linkages at domestic and international level to promote trade. And I can tell you that in the SADC region, Zambia is leading in the grain business. The ministry is also issuing export and import permits on a number of agricultural products.
Locally based agribusiness enterprises, for example, are typically small to medium scale, operating in rural areas that either process raw agricultural materials or provide marketing, transport, and other services. While not limited to this alone, such enterprises tend to be constrained by the lack of knowledge, focusing on the activities that occur before, after harvest, and prior to final sale of products on the market.
As PQPS, our main mandate is the prevention of pests and diseases from spreading or establishing in the country. And while doing that, we actually facilitate trade. We ensure that there's trade of plant products, plant materials, and plant products and other regulated articles. Yes, as plant control and phytosanitary service, we do conduct a number of activities to ensure that this mandate is achieved. We carry out inspections, we do surveillance of pests and diseases. We also train our fumigators. We also create awareness with the farmers to ensure that they understand the procedures of import and export. Also, as the plant control and phytosanitary service, we are there to ensure that if you want to export or import, you meet the requirements of your clients. Whether you're exporting outside Africa or you're importing within Africa, we help the clients or farmers to ensure that they meet the standards that are required by the importer of the plant materials. So we do ensure that before any export happens, we have to inspect the commodities whilst in the field, or even harvested commodities whilst in the warehouse or storehouse, to ensure that they comply. So you have to involve us from the beginning. As you establish a market, you have to ensure that you understand what the market requires. So you contact us early enough so that we visit the farm or where the produce is growing to ensure that it's free from pests and diseases. I think we need to understand here that for phytosanitary, our main concern is the aspect of pests and diseases. So we inspect right from the field to see if you are meeting those standards, so that as the plant is growing, it is free from the stipulated pests of concern.
Micro, small and medium enterprises are believed to deepen the manufacturing sector, ensure competition, help achieve equal distribution of economic benefits, and help in resolving problems associated with uneven income distribution. Other than the formulation of good policies to promote the development of these enterprises in the country, government has also widely acknowledged the need for small and medium enterprises to have knowledge of the sector's operation.
The approach that the government takes in developing these entities is, of course, to register them and then to regulate them. So we have, through our department called the Department of Registration and Regulation, the capacity to visit our entities and check whether they are compliant. Beyond the compliance checks, we're also doing trainings for them in regard to how they're supposed to govern their organization. That means they need to have a board, they need to have management and members to run efficiently. And these members need to coordinate in a manner that is profitable to the entity.
We look at those that have potential in terms of exporting, and if they are meeting the local market and then they have that edge wanting to go out to export, then we take them through and then are able to take them through the training, which we call export readiness. So after export readiness, that's when we now take them for trade missions. trade missions. This is where we normally would take a number of SMEs, we take a number of large companies outside this nation to go and see what the outside market is offering, whether they can be able to get market on the export market. Yeah. So then coming to the business development or enterprise development, here we're basically looking at facilitating the small business sector, and these in most cases are the growth-oriented small businesses. Yeah. What you mean by growth-oriented? These are the ones who actually have shown capabilities and abilities, to be able to grow. Yeah, because some of the SMEs would want to remain small, but we are looking at those that actually would want to, to grow. Yeah. So what we do with them is that we facilitate access to finance, we facilitate access to market. We also provide capacity building for them, so that the gaps that are there in terms of their operation are actually met by, the interventions that comes through the capacity building.
Zambia has an opportunity to accelerate diversification in production and export of non-traditional commodities in agriculture, mining, manufacturing, and tourism. Therefore, a number of focus areas have been identified by government to ensure SMEs maximize the utilization of resources for the market. In this case, therefore, relevant agencies like the Zambia Development Agency have been established by government to facilitate programs meant to enhance SMEs' access to appropriate business financing that will effectively establish, grow, and expand SMEs in the country.
We have a three-pillar mandate, one which anchors on investment promotion, the other one anchors on export promotion and development, and the other one anchors on business development. Yeah. So under the investment promotion, we attract foreign direct investments into this nation so that they are able to invest and then be able to participate in the national economy in terms of job creation, and all other areas where they should be able to participate. Yeah. Not only the FDIs do we actually look at, we also look at the local direct investments. These are purely Zambians coming from within this nation who would want to invest right here in Zambia. So we will take them through and then facilitate their investment within this nation. It could be that they need some licenses, so we are able to provide the investment license to them so that they can access certain incentives that have been earmarked for those that have been registered with ZA. Then the second pillar is that of export promotion and development. So under export promotion and development, we support the non-traditional exports. That is our main focus, but we are able to support the entire exporters. Our traditional export is copper and cobalt. So other than copper and cobalt, we have the non-traditional exports. These are the ones that we mainly focus on. They are in various businesses. Others are in agribusiness, others are in manufacturing, others are in various processing.
Under the Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise Development, competitiveness includes various factors, some of which are within the control of enterprises themselves and others within government. In recognition of this significant impact to the economy, government has resolved to support SMEs for economic growth. So far, efforts seem to be paying off as more micro, small and medium enterprises in all sectors of the economy are being supported and linked to the market.
So far, the Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission has issued at least 3 or 4 product offerings from 2022 to date. Most of these are centered around the products in the priority sectors as identified by the 8th National Development Plan. The priority areas are agriculture, tourism, manufacturing, and energy. And we are also looking at an enabler called digitization or digital transformation. So digital transformation is enabling each one of these other sectors to grow. CEC had a product earlier in the year which was called agriculture mechanization. This product was basically focused on looking at how a farmer who is doing his work on maybe a 2-hectare farm can increase his productivity both by terms of efficiency and equipment. So we were looking at maybe getting them equipment such as tractors and irrigation equipment, which would help them to increase their ability to do their work faster and more efficiently. And already in 2023 up to date, we have given out at least 21 tractors to those who had applied for agriculture mechanizations. These are big tractors from Saro, and they have the efficiency to serve these farmers for quite some time. And this is the kind of approach that we have been taking from inception in 2022, and we'll continue taking such approaches. We also have other products for the smaller scale kind of farmers, the smaller scale kind of traders, such as the Busulu loan. We have disbursed about 48 million kwacha, and this has been disbursed to about 5,161 members of the public. And these members of the public, once they repay, these funds will continue to be revolved to other members of the public. So even that segment continues to grow. Of the cooperatives, we have disbursed 37.4 million currently to about 227 cooperatives. What that means is that with the cooperatives who have on average about 25 members, we have disbursed to at least 5,600 plus people who are in cooperatives benefiting from this product. And last but not the least, we also have the SMEs who have those bigger products. We had issues around mining, we had issues around construction, we had buses, we had graduates. So far we have disbursed to about 431 SMEs. And the amount of money that has been disbursed to these SMEs is about 421 million kwacha.
Supporting the development of SMEs contributes to the growth of the local economies in terms of absorbing local labor force, slowing urban migration, contributing to national income growth, and ensuring full utilization of local resources through value addition and promotion of a more equitable distribution of income. And with knowledge acquired from institutions such as Zambia Agribusiness and Trade Project, Zambia Development Agency, and Zambia Bureau of Standards, cooperatives like the Mpongwe Lima Organic Cooperative have accessed grants to invest in their peanut butter business.
We normally procure groundnuts, which is known as seed, from different stakeholders. And when this seed comes, we distribute it to our farmers who are based in Mpongwe. And these farmers, they now pick this seed in form of a loan so that they go and do the farming. And during the time of harvest, they bring back this seed to the cooperative, and we recover what we gave them in form of a loan. And thereafter, what remains, we also buy from our farmers. And then welfare of staffs got improved. Even at the moment we are at this stage because of this grant that we got from ZATIP. And it also went further with the finances that we received from them to procure a right track. And that means that we also increased on the number of employment levels.
Some of the people coming as far as East Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, they are coming to buy the grain like maize, and they are exporting to Kenya, Tanzania and so forth. So all these, we are able to get in touch with them and collaborate with them. And there are even some of the farmers who have got the market outside, and we are facilitating for them using the Zambia electronic single window system, where we are having them registered on the system. We also facilitate and show them how to apply for export permit. And we have got a good number of farmers, I think, who have come, and they've got a market in East Africa and they are able to sell. There's some traders also who are also exporting to some of the companies. So in facilitating the market linkages, we have a bigger role as a department. And we've made headway, but there's more that we are trying to do. We make sure that all the farmers who are producing whatever commodity, they are not lacking in terms of the market.
Micro, small and medium enterprises at the local level offer the possibility of capturing value addition, thereby increasing local incomes. And with government support for the development of these small and medium enterprises, there is hope for addressing imperfect market challenges SMEs are facing in the country today.